to another episode of This Square Room. I'm Joe.
Des.
And I know you just saw us. We just released an episode. The only thing different, I was a little cold to have a jacket, but everything's still the same. But we decided to break it up into two, double the episode, double the fun for you guys and for us. I'm wondering, do we want to start with the topic or do we want to start with, you know what, we'll start with the listener question.
I was going to say that. So good.
Yeah. Okay, so as always, if you want to be a part of the podcast, we would love to hear from you. All you have to do is go to thissquareroom.com/ask, or you can just go to thissquareroom.com, click the submit a question button. You can choose to be anonymous if that's what you want, or you can say your name. You can, live out loud, proud, whatever. Okay. I'm so confused. Okay. This one, let me make sure. Okay, this person is choosing to remain anonymous. Boo. She says, in your last episode, Des describes himself as a psycho during sex. And I've always wondered what the appeal is for men to just go ham during sex. As a woman, that isn't appealing to me and rarely feels good. So I'm curious to know from Des what the appeal is, and from Joe if that appeals to her also. Thanks, guys.
Personally, I'm describing myself as that only because that's what people have told me I am. I don't think I am.
It's not something you like pride yourself in?
No, I like slower, gentler sex. As crazy as it might sound, I like the passion behind the sex. I like the aggressive but slow sex. That's what I like. But when I do that, I think it's because the people who I've slept with, it's not like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It's just like, okay, we're friends with benefits mostly. So I think when I do that, it kind of misconstrues what this is for them. So it's like, oh, you're giving me this good loving.
About good loving
when you should be fucking me, sir. Why you giving me this? Because now I'm gonna feel a type of way. So now I have to kind of be like,
you think that people fall in love because of the type
absolutely
of sex? But like the type,
it's not just the sex, it's the personality outside of sex.
Yeah,
but the type of sex on top of that just fucks up everything.
But I feel like if it's someone who loves to be fucked, then so okay, my definition, I think fucking is when it's hardcore, not hardcore, but it's just like
let's do this shit again.
Like it's a little more rough. It's a little, what happened?
No, because I was like, I could make a call and ask somebody, because there's somebody who I know who said they were into the let's fucking and
yeah
done.
To me, when it's like, oh, like you want to fuck, it's like you want to, like it's a little more aggressive. Yeah. It's having sex to me is like the base level. It can go, you could fuck a little bit, you can make a little bit of love, it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
And then making love is those, but like you said, it's slow, but it's not like boring. You're not like, exactly. Oh my God, what are you doing? It's like the deep strokes. Yeah. It's passionate. I think that's the best type of sex to have.
That's what I think too.
Because it feels better. But I'm like, if you're into the person, it doesn't matter if you're fucking, if you're making love, if you're having sex. I feel like if you're attracted to them, the type of sex doesn't, like if it's like, well, you know me, I can't like have sex with someone that I completely don't like. Yeah, but like, I think that if I was that type of person, if I just wanted to hook up and someone's trying to make love, I actually think it would do the opposite. It would turn me off, or very neutral. Like I don't think it would make me catch more feelings for someone if it just wasn't there. But as we talked about with Saintless, some people are demisexuals and I am one of them, which is like, what?
No, just go. I always laugh, Joe.
Yeah, but I feel like you're laughing at me and not with me. No, I just feel like for me, being able to connect with the person is why I want to have sex with you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if I don't have that anyway, so like without that, if I found myself in a situation where I was having sex, like I don't know what type of love you're making, but it's not to me. Go take that elsewhere.
I think for them also, it's what they're used to. When you're used to, like, let's say you're used to having boyfriends who just fuck, because at a young age, that's what boys do. Just
I would
fuck.
get bored of that.
but that's all you know. So then when,
Reminds me
and
of,
I
like,
think
you ever see like rabbits just hump everything?
I've never seen rabbits do those nasty works.
We worked at the same camp. They had bunnies
facts.
there. They had bunnies.
I think what it is like, especially as younger women grow up, and a lot of them dibble dabble into older men after a certain while, the older men kind of understand things differently than the younger.
I think there's a time and place for everything. I'm not saying like never fuck, like, you know, I'm just saying like to only do it.
Yeah, that's
grow up.
But when you're a young man, you think, oh yeah,
Grow
I'm
up.
gonna fuck this bitch. I'm gonna fuck this bitch. But then once you reach that point where you're like, hold on.
Even if you're talking dirty, it's like, oh, I want you to fuck me. I don't want you to only fuck me. Like, you know what I mean? It's
just for this 30 seconds.
Okay, more than 30. We know what Des is working with. No, but like, you get what I mean? It's like, it's not, the language you use doesn't necessarily dictate, like, this is all I want. Like, I think, this is not a phone a friend. This is supposed to be a short episode. What, who? Okay, go, do it. Here, but you need to do this. Des just... But yeah, what did she ask me? She asked me like what my thoughts were on, oh, if it appeals to me. Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess I did answer that. Like, I like a variety. You switch it up. There are times that you want to fuck. There's times that you want to make love. There, you know, you gotta switch it up. But I think overall, if I had to choose, making love, because I think making love can be deep and hard and passionate.
Once I hear the third ring, I'm not interested.
You see? And now you have the thing ringing in everybody's ears. That's why my instinct said don't call. If you were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you had that like phone a friend option, you would lose the
Honestly,
money.
I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have chose this friend to call. I only chose this person because of the particular question, and we just spoke about this.
But yeah, that's my answer. I do think it's, you know, you can't just fuck.
Yeah, and I'm not just like pillage the village kind of guy. Not at all.
I've never heard that before, but I kind of like that. Pillage the village? Nah, please don't pillage the village.
No. I like the slower, passionate, like even
like make love to me, like
like when we get to each other's space, like I'm trying to make you come off of foreplay, and then we can start. But I know
why'd you were so nervous. I'm trying to make you come.
Because I was gonna say orgasm, but I'm like, no. I'm not trying to make you orgasm off of foreplay. I'm just trying to make you come off of foreplay. Because for a lot of
sometimes they are one and the same, not all the time.
But that's why I don't want the orgasm. Because
why? Women can have multiple.
I know,
give her as many as she.
But then because I find myself a long laster, so the more often you have orgasms earlier, the shorter this will have to be for me. I'm gonna have to wrap this up quicker. Because if 20 minutes in you had done 8 orgasms.
So here's the thing as well. Like, I get like men wanting to last long, but I would prefer a shorter session that was really good. And like, I'd rather be left wanting more than to be like, wrap it up, buddy.
Me and girlfriend had this conversation, and honestly, as a guy, I don't know how other guys feel about this. As a guy, I don't give a fuck no more. Because in a teenage years, when I started having sex, I grew up understanding women want long lasting. Oh, I don't want no 1 minute man. I don't want no this. So me personally,
it was made as like a joke or
exactly
like
as
a
an
way
insult.
To dig at someone.
Exactly.
Even like, oh, like having a small dick, but like I feel like a lot of guys with small dicks at least know how to like, they take the time and effort to learn how to please a woman
instead of just pillage the village.
Right, because sometimes guys are like, oh, my dick is big, I don't gotta like know anything.
Yeah, you just come off this shit.
It's just like, let me just thrust and she's gonna have a great time. And it's like, that's not the case at all. I'd rather take maybe not a 1 minute man, but hey, I'd take that one good minute over an agonizing hour.
Yeah.
Like, it's not what you guys think it is. And that's not to say that like longer sessions cannot be good as well. But I do think that like sometimes men try to like hold off on coming, and it's like, why? Like we can go. We can do another round.
No longer help it.
We can take a break if you need an
Absolutely
hour
not.
or later on or whatever it is. But I just like, it's like if it's good, like I want you to come too. Like don't hold off and then like prolong it. And then like now I'm just like, all right, like
I just grew to not
praying
care.
that the next time you choose to finish, because, and you know, and it's just like rude if the woman's like, all right.
It's rude at first,
come on, but
you get used to it.
I think you gotta like say it sexy. Like, oh, I want you to come for me.
No, it doesn't matter.
But I feel like a guy's to be like, nah, I gotta make it last. I gotta think of grandma or something. Like, you know.
Like at first, yes, but then like what you're saying, like, yeah, I had a conversation maybe 5-6 years at work with 3 women, and they were like, yeah, the average for them and the guy that they're sleeping with
right?
years ago. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't say ago.
Oh, sorry.
Like, y'all been talking about the same thing for 5-6 years?
They were saying that the average for them, one girl said the average that her boyfriend usually lasts is about 10. Another one said 20. Another one said, yeah, roughly 10 to 20. And I'm like, pardon? That's just the beginning. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going for a good 40 an hour. And they're like, Des, no. And I'm like, no, what?
Of thrusting? Like, not including the foreplay.
Not including foreplay and not including head.
Doing the
yeah,
for
like different
40
positions.
minutes to an hour?
Absolutely.
I do think that is too much in many cases. Not in all. Like I said, sometimes you like a nice long
Probably, but this is what you motherfuckers made me grow up thinking, so this is what I'm going to do. And I'm not changing my thought process, because if I go to just getting my nut, because if it's like,
who are
okay.
you yelling at?
Sorry, it's an emotional thing for me. Because I hear this all the time. It's emotional.
I'm like,
for me.
I didn't put that in your head.
It's
Don't
very
yell at
emotional
me.
for me. And when I talk about stories and I hear stories, I get very personal with them. So that's my issue right now.
Okay. Well, we have another listener
I'll dial
question.
it back. Yes.
Dial it all the way back.
So no, I'm not a pillage the village guy. But that's what I was told, that like sometimes I get really fucking crazy.
Right. But I think it's important to like know what your partner wants and to listen to them.
Yeah.
Some people want their village to be pillaged.
Yeah.
Some people would like their village to be kept intact.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just simply that.
Yeah.
Our second question is from Sarah. Sarah says, hi, Des and Joe. I was curious as to what your perfect first date would be in a dream ideal situation. But before you say your answer, I think it would be fun if you guess what the other person's would be before they say it. Thanks, Sarah.
Fucking hell, Sarah, you're great.
Would you like to go first, or shall I? I think I shall.
Okay.
Because from you said I'm like, I feel like you're thinking of a couple scenarios for me.
I'm actually thinking of one, and I just don't want to be wrong. That's why.
Mr. Always Gotta Be Right
yes.
over here. If I were to plan like a date for Des.
No.
What?
You don't plan a date for Des.
Well, it's what your ideal date would be. So like,
what Dez's ideal date would be.
Yes.
Okay. As long as you're not thinking of Joe planning for Des.
No. I meant to plan something.
Like Des thinking of
If
Des.
I'm planning something for someone, it's because I'm thinking with them in mind. I'm not thinking it with myself in mind. If I'm planning it for myself.
Because if you say something stupid, I'm going to be mad.
Jesus. Well, no, I'm nervous. I think, honestly, I would probably do like a really nice like date at home. I would do like a little cute setup. Depending, like it could be like a home cooked meal, but like it could be like store bought, but I like make it real cute, and just do something like nice, but like dinner at home, movie, but like just a setup, like not just like sit on the couch. Like I'd make it cute because I think he'd appreciate that, but like low key, like we don't have to go anywhere. We don't even need to dress up. Maybe have a little something to drink, some good food, good music, and just like a vibe. I think that's what I would plan for you if it was like me planning it. Or like if someone, like if your girlfriend was like, oh, like what, like, you know what I mean? Like if it was for you, I think that's what I would choose now. There's a couple other things, but I think like that would be my like go-to.
Okay. For yours.
Well, you're not going to tell me?
No, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
For yours, I think it would be you not driving, first of all. Like wherever we're going, you not driving. So they come on time and pick you up.
Okay.
And you probably will be running behind because you usually are. and you have things to do and
I don't
responsibilities
need to be
that other people don't have.
Yes.
So it's different for you.
Yes.
And they were patiently waiting.
Patience is sexy.
You see what I'm saying? And then boom, you're ready. They're ready. Okay. You get in the car. They have a little gifty.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you say first date?
Yeah.
Ooh. The only thing is...
Stranger danger?
Yeah. Because I said something at home. Because I'm just thinking date. But if it's first
I will say
date,
you are 99% right, though. So... with the regular date, you are 99% right.
Yeah.
The only part that you got wrong was I would still want you to wear something sexy because we're definitely going to have sex after this because that's a perfect date right there.
Yeah, but I'm saying like when I say don't dress up, I mean like suit, tie, dress.
No. Oh.
You want that?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, you want the dress up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, cute.
Fuck yeah.
I like that. Like we're dressing up, but we're not going anywhere. I like that. Okay.
I did that before girlfriend was girlfriend. For Valentine's Day because she didn't have a Valentine. So I said, okay, I'll be your Valentine. And then like I set up candles from the doorway upstairs and my cousin.
I'm surprised you didn't light the whole place, set it ablaze.
My cousin is a chef, so I got him to actually like chef while
cousin?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I put the table in the middle of the living room. I had a fireplace on the TV.
Now I need to try his food.
I had
didn't
some
know.
like dim light going. And wait, which cousin?
The one that you live with?
No, cousin Travis.
Oh, okay. That's why I was that.
No, fuck no.
That's why I was
No. It was so good. I don't even remember what he made, but it was so like.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Jamaican man can cook.
Yeah, I decorated the table.
Some. Most, not all.
I had like little gifties for her on a next table with a bear and flowers. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Yeah.
So you said don't drive, be on time, be patient.
Yeah. So when you get to the car, they have like a little gifty for you in the car. Oh, this is for me. Because you like to do that dumb shit.
Accept gifts?
Yes. And be surprised. Yes.
Yeah, because I never expect anything.
Exactly. So see?
I'm not pretending to be surprised.
Go somewhere. But the problem is, right? You need to know where you're going because you need to know how to dress and how to do things. Okay. Reason being, I would choose something activity-wise, competitive, whether it's bowling, arcade, something fun and interactive because that will get you comfortable with the person because you're a competitive person at heart. Like, when they don't know you, they're just like, aw. But you're like, oh, damn it.
It's not a competition if I only win.
And then bring you somewhere to eat, somewhere that you will enjoy. But somewhere, it doesn't have to be like super fancy, but definitely not like a McDonald's or anything.
Sorry, McDonald's got me. Got me feeling some type of way. Like, why would you even suggest that?
I just wanted to make it clear, like not just a restaurant.
That word shouldn't have even come out of your mouth. Like, go ahead.
But it doesn't have to be anything crazy or too fancy. I would say get you home at a respectable time. Not no 3 a.m. driving around town for no reason. Because, sir, now I'm getting bored and I'm tired. I had a long day already and I love my sleep. Do I think they need to walk you upstairs? No, but it would be nice and chivalrous of them to open your door and walk you to the door and just give you a nice hug and say they had a good night. And that's it.
Okay. So I will not confirm. You say what... Oh, okay. I guess you did already say what yours would be.
No. That was a date. My first date.
Oh, okay. So what's yours?
So my ideal first date would be...
To not go. No, I'm just kidding.
Ding, 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 ding. Anywhere that has chicken. Either.
You know what's funny? When I was thinking food, I was like, just don't say it, Joe. Just say good food. Don't specify. No. But you know that it has to be chicken.
There has to be chicken there.
Ooh, you know, be good. If it like a home date, imagine someone like did the home date for you, but they did like a chicken flight. So it's like fried chicken and baked chicken and this chicken and like different types of, so you like get different.
I did something like that.
Chicken and waffle, chicken and like, you know.
But it was wings from mine and her top 5 places.
Okay.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like having your top 5 choices all in the same place at the same time.
Heaven.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
I don't mind the movies. It's very like, oh, movies, but like I personally don't mind. If it's about me, I don't mind the movies. I wouldn't do anything competitive because I'm too competitive, and that I will ruin everything because I'm a sore loser. I promise you, no, I'm a sore loser. So can't be anything competitive. And I would definitely not to like, no, we're not having sex on the first date. I don't know you, stranger.
Okay. That's the ideal first date. I think what you described is a good date for me, but it's kind of like what I described for you, just a regular date.
Okay.
Which is fine, but like she said ideal. So I do like doing activities on a first date. I feel like it gives you an opportunity to like bond with the person and talk with them and like get to know them in a way that's not like, so like what do you like to
What's
do
your favorite
for fun?
color?
Yeah, you know, like sitting across from someone at dinner. But I think if I were to really choose my like dream date, it would be a surprise. Like where we go. But I like when a man is just like, all right, like I'm going to pick you up at 7:00. Dress code is semi-formal or dress code is casual. That's all you need to tell me. And then like I can be surprised. But like, yeah, you're right. Because I would want to know like, how am I supposed to dress? You want me to wear sweats? You want me to wear dress? Like what's going on? So if you just give that information, it's like you've given me enough that I can still be surprised and still enjoy the surprise. Because I love surprises. It's just like very hard to surprise me because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, I would like if like the day of I get like a knock at my door. I'm like, who is that? Open the door. Flower delivery? It's like, what? For me? What? And then, you know, it's like, oh, like looking forward to a date tonight. Like, I love flowers. I'm like, that'd be super cute. And then come time, he sends like a car for me because it's a first date. I don't want you to pick me up, but you can send a car. That way I don't need to drive. You were right on that. And then we go there. It's like a restaurant. Nothing super fancy. Italian restaurant for sure. Preferably not like super packed, you know, like more like intimate so we can like hear each other, we can talk. And then like just afterwards, maybe an activity, but like something like not bowling or anything like, cause like we wouldn't be like we'd like dress for dinner. So we'd dress a little nicer, but like even just like a walk or like to go like depending on the time of year to like sit and like watch the sunset and just talk. And then you drop me off at home. You open my door. I live in a condo. I don't want you to come up to the apartment,
That's
but you walk me
to the door.
Yes. Well, you said upstairs at first. So I was like, nah.
No, I said not upstairs.
Okay. Yeah.
Only when, yeah.
But just like something like that. I think that's cute. That would be my ideal like first date, like ideal. But I also do like the idea of like, we go grab some food, we do something fun, and like we just kick it. Yeah. But
so we're not too off.
We know each other's like regular dates.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I believe that one was from Sarah. Yes. Thank you so much, Sarah. That was a really great question.
Sarah, what's yours?
Yeah, what's yours? And again, to anyone else who wants to write in, it's thesquareroom.com.
Jojo.
Desi.
I had a conversation with a friend. Well, also you last week. But I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, right? Okay. And he was going through a issue. His issue was that his girlfriend was going back home. She is from Middle East.
Okay.
And okay, no big deal. However, before she was leaving for a month, because when you go back home that side, it's more expensive. You want to make the time worth it. Mm-hmm. So before she left, they set a date. They went on a date. He's of Jamaican descent.
Okay.
And they went on a date. And at the end of the whole night, he wasn't very happy because this is the last time I'm seeing you for a month. We only had sex one time. And before you left, I wanted to put a little 1-2 hickey on your breasts. And you said, no, Joe, just listen to my damn story.
I didn't say anything. You cannot control my face, sir.
So, no, it was up.
Sorry that my mouth makes noises sometimes.
Thank you. I accept. So then he didn't like that very much. And that plus a couple other reasons. While she was down there, they got into some conversation because he felt like she seemed to be sneakier than usual. Like, you'll call me and within 2 minutes you'll be like, okay, I gotta go.
Whispering.
So he was kind of like, So he was like, you know what? While you're down there, have fun. You don't have to call me. It's okay. And she's just like, what's your problem? And he didn't say it, but you're accusing me that I have a man down here or something. Mm-hmm. So she was like,
you're just doing something shady.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be doing. Yeah.
So she said no, she didn't want the hickeys because I was planning to go to a pool party down here and I don't want that attention.
I wouldn't want hickeys either.
And
you're breaking blood vessels. Also, like, how old are you? With children?
And like he
not on purpose. If it's an accident, then
he didn't see things a certain way. So he's talking to me about it. And I said, oh, this is a cultural problem. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, you're used to our culture being a certain way. You're used to sex being the make all, be all, end all because of what you're used to. And, you know, you can't see things from a different light. To her, she just wanted to spend time with you before you left. To you, you wanted to have much sex as you can within this short period of time to make up for the time that you won't be able to have sex. Mm-hmm. You can't put that on her. She was just happy to be around you. Mm-hmm. You're upset that she was tired? Like, you can't be upset she was tired. I said, if she didn't want hickeys, maybe where she's from, that's disgusting. People don't want to see that.
It's haram.
Yeah. I was like, it's her what?
Haram.
Yeah. People don't want to see that. Like, maybe she's not comfortable with that. So she told you maybe that was an excuse. Maybe it wasn't, but we don't know. But you can't just say, you know, she's cheating and she's this and she's that. And like, that brought me back to us talking about like Jamaican men in particular and why they feel certain ways towards women in terms of trust issues and
relationships.
Exactly.
And just like their overall viewpoint and how they view sex and relationships.
Yes. So after we had this conversation,
did you want to like summarize to the audience, who I don't think is majority Jamaican? Like, do you want to summarize like what the consensus was?
So
not even the consensus, like what it is. Like what is it?
What it is, because we were speaking in general last week. Well, not on the podcast, but we were speaking in general about Jamaican men mostly and why they act this way at a point in time about getting their heart broken in relationships and they can't trust no woman. And I was telling Joe,
but they like actively pursue women.
Yes.
Without trusting them.
Yes. Without ever having intention to 100% trust you.
Right. Or like
they could be married to you and not 100% trust you.
But not even that. It's like, you know, there's like, I hear this the most about Jamaican men and Nigerian men about cheating. And it's become so, obviously everyone cheats, every culture cheats, but I think it's become so normalized amongst like Jamaicans that like, oh yeah, you know, I have my girl, but I'm doing this on the side. And it's just like, Des also had a theory about that. Like, we were just talking about that type of stuff and like why that stuff seems to be, I don't want to say normalized, but like somewhat normalized and somewhat accepted. It's just kind of like, oh, that's how Jamaican men are. It's like, why? Because I believe that Jamaicans are some of like the best people, men, women, like as
a culture. Yeah.
Am I a little biased? Yeah.
But that's okay, because you're not wrong.
I mean, you imply that you're lying when your voice goes up that many octaves. But like, you know what I mean? Like genuinely, like good people, good to be around. Like a Jamaican on your side, can't go wrong.
Can't.
But to trust your heart with one, whew.
100%.
Better go play in the fiery pits of hell. You have a better chance of making it out alive. I'm telling you.
So I was telling Joe that I truly believe, because at one point, and this is where women are so much stronger than men. At one point, one woman did one thing that could have hurt you as a man and your man ego, your man pride, or you saw something happen to somebody else and you're like, that's never going to be me. Because even at my age and the things I've been through, when I'm on Instagram and I see these men on Instagram and TikTok, me want me girl back, and I'm like, sir, have you no shame? But that's just a man being vulnerable about the love he has for a woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to go on social media and cry your heart out about your loved one, by all means, nobody should judge you for that.
I mean, that's a little embarrassing, but like...
It seems embarrassing, but hey, man.
You don't need to go cry and put yourself on social media. But I think... Listen, I'm not judging.
Like Tyrese, right? His Shayla.
Embarrassing.
I don't think that's embarrassing.
Oh, my Shayla, that was his daughter he's crying over, but he was crying over his ex in the past.
I don't think that's embarrassing
at all times. Yeah. I think, no, I just mean like let me set up my camera and like that's embarrassing. Like but
if that's how it happened. Maybe he was balling before. I was like, I'm gonna be honest.
Let me set up the lighting.
Hold on.
Yeah, you take the eye drops and you make it look like you've been crying a little more. No, but I think the act of being vulnerable as a woman, even what we were talking about with Saintless, is like that vulnerability in men is very attractive to women. And like the things that women are attracted to, like that scenario where I told you, like the scenario that he was describing, to me, I could see why many women would be attracted to that. And then you kind of just like jumped into like, let me stick my dick in her mouth. Which I can see why a lot of men would be attracted to that. I don't think men, and unfortunately in this scenario we are speaking about Jamaican men, I don't think they realize that, like, okay, backtracking it again to our last episode, we talked about the dynamic between power. And obviously we realize that, like, yeah, you can be dominant and not give away any of your power, and you can be submissive and hold all the power. Like it's not, synonymous. But I think that what they are afraid of, this is my theory, you can confirm or deny, I think that they're afraid of giving away their power, because in giving away your power leaves you vulnerable. And nobody wants to be vulnerable because that sets you up to potentially be hurt. And like, I'm not an advocate for, like, I don't like to put myself out there. I hate being vulnerable because it sucks when you put your heart out there and it gets broken, or you put your trust in a friend and they betray that trust, or whatever the situation is, right? Nobody wants to be taken for a fool, taken for idiot. Nobody wants that. However, I think if you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable with the next person that comes along, you kind of like put up a wall between them, and like you can't really experience like true love, not like true love. I think you can love. You just accept that like you're never gonna get true love. Is that not sad?
No, I think a lot of Jamaican men, your definition of true love and their definition of true love are two different definitions.
Oh, for sure. I think everyone's definition varies. When I say true love, I mean like when someone like truly knows you, and I don't think I can say I truly love someone if I don't trust them. So if I'm holding back, and that's not even to say you have to tell someone your every thought, but like to know that you can, if you chose to, is a different feeling. It's a different feeling of trust and comfortability.
So for example, with and this is on a wider scale, with Vybz Kartel and his ex-wife, they were together forever, and they have, I think, 3-4 kids together, and it is known that he cheated on her because he has other kids outside of his marriage. And like he sings certain songs, and the way he act, whatever, he is him. And when he was in prison, she had left him and slept with somebody else. Before she left him, it was said that she was already sleeping with this person. And the whole world was iffy about it because how could she do that to him? And then the other side of the world was, well, he's been doing it to her and she hugged it, so he should hug it too. Da 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 da. And everyone has something to say about it, right? And to me, in any situation, that's your and your partner's business, unless you want it to be everybody's business. And if you want it to be everybody's business, it will be. As a Jamaican man, do I agree with what she did? I shouldn't, but I do, because I'm not 100% Jamaican. I mean, I am, but I left there very early.
You're literally wearing the flag on your head.
Oh, I am.
That's wild to say.
I didn't grow up there, so I'm not fully accustomed to them.
But with that being said, as a Jamaican-born man, a Jamaican Canadian who didn't grow up there, that I find it crazy how like that part of the culture is instilled in you regardless. I think the only Jamaicans that I know that don't kind of like, I want to speak very loosely, but like who don't like follow that aspect of the culture are the ones who like don't really have ties to their ethnicity.
Yeah, that would make sense.
You know, but like someone like you who is, someone like myself who is, and someone who was born there and like raised and like obviously very heavily in the culture is, and I just don't understand. Like you said, it's like sometimes they maybe don't experience something themselves, but they've seen someone and like that's never going to be me.
Absolutely not.
Which I get, but I just like I'm not here advocating that like you go meet someone and you pour out your heart right away. I'm just saying like if you're not open to the idea of like trusting someone, I personally feel like it's a very isolating way to live. To not have someone that you're just like, yeah, like this, like I trust this person.
Personally, if you want my personal opinion, which this might sound crazy, so nobody kill me and, don't come for me. But I do think a lot of Jamaican men think like that because of the Jamaican women they grow up around. Now, I say that because as a young Jamaican man, your aunties and your cousins, your girl cousins and all that will first wants to tell you, don't let no girl take you for no idiot. Don't let no girl take advantage of you. Don't let no girl tell you this and tell you that.
But being taken advantage of does not mean that like.
But
they're
not explaining none of that. So you hear what they're saying and you now make up what you believe they're trying to say, because you see how, let's say a man will come into your auntie's house and your aunt will cuss him and run him out the house, and you're looking at him like, you must be a man that live nowhere, because no gal can run me out of no house. But that's not the thought you should have. The thought you should have is, what did he do to her for her to act like this?
How many times has he cheated? How many times has he hurt her? How many times has he broken her heart? How many like...
And then, because they'll be the same ones to be like, okay, well, she's an idiot for letting him keep coming back. But then you're going to go do it to somebody else and you're going to be like...
That's what I'm saying. It repeats the cycle. And amongst men, they feel like it's okay.
They don't mind it.
I know some Canadian and American men that'll like tell their friends like, bro, you need to fix up. What you're doing is not right. I've never seen... Like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I've never seen that amongst Jamaican men. They either don't say anything or they give them props. You get what I'm saying?
100%. Because even the friend that I was just talking about, when he told me the story and I told him, well, this sounds like a cultural insecurity problem. He's like, so you're taking her side. I said, no, I'm telling you what I think.
That's the thing. It's always seen as an attack.
Exactly.
My thing, so I told you this. The other day I was talking to a friend of mine and like, I hadn't talked to this person in maybe like 8-9 months. So it was like a, hey, like what's going on? Like checking in type of thing. And he has his girl and I'm like, how is she? And he was like, whatever. And I'm like, oh, like, what's going on? He was like, nothing, like he didn't like straight up tell me he's doing her dirty, but like he said like I'm just kind of doing my thing. And I'm like, why? He's like, I'm like, oh, like you don't see a future? He was like, yeah, I think so. Like I think I might marry her. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so why do you think, oh, you can't trust women? I'm like, did she give you a reason not to trust her? No, but this. And I'm just like, wait, I couldn't like fathom what I was hearing. Because it's like, you're openly telling me that like I said, he didn't straight up say he's cheating because he knows how I am. So I think he was just like whatever. But he was like, no, like I'm doing my thing. And like, if we end up together, we end up together. If not, then so be it. but like he loves this girl, or I think he loves her, but he's holding himself back is like the best way to put it. I don't think he's allowing himself, like I think he's keeping that emotional distance by keeping other women around. I've done that before. There's been a situation where like I am talking to a guy and I'm like, oh, like I really like you, but I don't want to really like you. Like we're not dating, like it's not like a situation where you're cheating on the person, but you're just like, for one reason or the other, like I know this wouldn't work out, but I really like you and I don't want to get emotionally invested. So I'm still going to talk to Joe Blow over there, because even though my heart is here, my head, like if I keep one part of me out of it, like one foot out the door type of thing. Like I got options, but it's like all you're doing is like playing with the other person.
I think when you're younger, it's I got options, but the older you get, I don't think that's what it is. Because the older you get, like for example, most Jamaicans feel like they're it. Like I am them. I am Groot. And whether I'm with one person or I'm talking to everybody, I will always be able to get a girl because I can smooth my way into anybody. And that's the confidence that most Jamaicans have.
Yeah.
I think the issue when we get older is we have been so accustomed to cheating
that it's just ingrained now.
Exactly. So let's say we're dating Ashley, right? Mm-hmm. We're dating Ashley and we love Ashley. And as we're loving Ashley, we were kind of talking to Sarah and Tammy. And they're giving us a look of 1-2 on the side. Nothing crazy.
That is crazy.
No, I'm in our head, Joe.
That's wild. That's crazy.
In our head, nothing crazy. But Ashley's my main girl. And they know about Ashley, but Ashley don't need to know about them.
My definition of love is like if you loved Ashley, you wouldn't do any of that to Ashley because you know that it would hurt her.
That's why Ashley don't know.
True love, but like what you don't know can hurt you.
But they don't know that.
Because you're sleeping around with people, you could bring something back.
Jamaicans don't know that.
They know that. They just, it's blissful ignorance. They choose to ignore that.
Correct.
And I just, the way I see it, and like, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe my definition of love is different from other people. I just feel like anyone that I care about, even you as a friend does, I'm not going to go through the world doing something that I know would intentionally hurt you. Because I care about you. I love you as my friend even. So why would I do that to someone who's supposed to be my partner? Because
you're thinking into it deeper than a lot of Jamaican men do.
But to me, that's not deep. It's common sense.
That's deep.
If 1 + 1 equals des sad, then I'm not going to do 1 + 1. It's like basic math.
Sounds like basic math.
Okay, you remember that guy at work? That's your mortal enemy?
Yes.
Imagine I'm out here and he's like my little bestie and I'm like, oh, I'm going to start a little podcast with him.
The thing, see, that's different.
No. Obviously, I'm being very trivial.
No. I was going to say, like, I would still be your friend. I know how to separate the two.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is obviously a very trivial example.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, he just popped into my head because I'm like, who do you not like, right? If I know that that's going to hurt you, and you are someone that I care about, if you're supposed to be my priority, my number one, my whatever, why would I even entertain that? Because I like the idea of talking to this person, having this friend and this friend. That's the thing. It's like, just because you can flirt, just because you can get girls, just because you like that attention, like if that's what you like, then go be single, go do your thing, make your intentions clear. But don't have a woman thinking that like, oh, like, this is my man, when your man is really for the streets and doesn't intend to come indoors.
Is that I think with a lot of Jamaican men, they don't know how to speak of what they want. So when I say that, the idea of a poly relationship doesn't make sense to them. No girl's gonna ever really want to do that. However, yes, a lot might not want to, but you'll find the ones that will and that are okay with it. I don't even think it's necessarily
that the majority want a poly relationship.
They do. And that's
because you think sex is that
important to them.
But that's the thing. A poly relationship is not just about sex.
100%.
No, it's not.
No. I'm saying 100%. You're right.
So many people mistake open with poly. Like, you know what I mean? A poly relationship has the same elements of emotional, like the emotional side of a relationship. And then you obviously are sexually engaged with the people you're in a relationship with. Open is when it's like, all right, like this is my partner and I'm open to like sleep with other people or do whatever. Like that's different. So you think like Jamaican men want a poly relationship?
I really do believe that. If they could truly be open and say, look, this right here is my main girl. It's me and her, and we're choosing who else. And they could be open about that. I think you would find a lot more men being faithful within their relationship.
Can I tell you, I don't think a Jamaican would go for it.
They wouldn't trust it.
It's not even about not trusting it. I just think, like, for instance, if you and I are in a relationship with your Jamaican man mentality, if I came to you and I said I wanted the same thing, it's like, okay, like poly can go both ways. So there's now 4 of us. So I have this other man who's dicking me down. You'd be like, no, absolutely not. But why?
Culture
and pride.
Yeah, because now as a man,
you know what they say? They say like love. There's no place for pride in love.
That's good because you want a next man, no problem. And me and my girl have had this conversation because she's made a joke like, I'll just get a next man. I said, please do. Just make sure the same problems you're giving me, you give him. Don't give me all the problems and go to him all lovey-dovey. Give him those problems too. If we can split the problems, I have no problem with you getting a next man. Zero. Just share the wealth. That's all.
Or in this case, more like the poverty.
Yeah, hey man, I didn't want to say that.
Share the struggle.
Share everything. You know what I'm saying? If we're being fair, we're being fair. But if you're gonna go on the other side and act like that's the de-stress and I'm the stress, no.
I think it hits me close to home because Jamaican men and women, but we're speaking about men, are the foundation of like who I am. You know, it's my family, it's my friends. And when I hear them talk like this, I was actually telling you about my other friend who is not Jamaican, not black at all. And he even has that mentality where it's like was hurt so much in his past relationship. And he was truly done dirty. Like when I heard the story, I was like, what? And he was like, I know. Like, and he's like, never again. To the point
it only takes one.
He will not even, he told me the next woman will have to climb the highest mountain, swim through the deepest sea. No. Like he's dead serious. And he's lived up, like the whole time I've known him, he's lived up to that. And I'm just like, but like, why? Like, I get being hurt. Like, I've been hurt. You know, Des, like, I've gone through shit in relationships. There's even stuff that you don't know where it's just like, oh my God, like, I'm devastated. I'll never love again. But, like, I just feel like for myself, I owe myself more than just, like, holding back on what could be good. So, yeah, it doesn't mean the next person I meet, I'm going to be like, oh my God, here's my heart.
But that's why I think women are a lot stronger than men. Because, like, for me, one hurt, and please.
My thought process is like you have this one life, and to live it half-assed is just like not what I want for myself. And like I said, like Jamaican people, like I don't want that for them either. And I just feel like the men hold back, and then you kind of said like you feel like it started with Jamaican women, and then the men see it and whatever. But I feel like the new generation, we see how the men treat us. And then we close off.
Yeah, because it's just a circle.
It's a vicious cycle. And I'm just like, how do we stop that?
There was a video I seen on Instagram that we're talking, the lady was talking about back shots on why Jamaican men like back shots so much. And we were talking about how it's the least intimate position and it also is a dominance form position. And to me, I'm like, that shouldn't even been a question. She should know that. And first of all, to any girl out there, if a man is only giving you back shots doggy style, don't ever say he loves you. Don't ever say he loves you if that's his go-to position and his main
It's one thing to like him. If he's only doing that,
it's crazy.
He's not even trying to look
He's not even trying to look you in your face. Yeah, that's crazy. I do think that 99% of Jamaica needs therapy. Actual real therapy from a real therapist who is not of the culture but knows of the culture, because it's hard to talk about things that you go through with people who have no understanding of it.
Yeah.
But somebody who has understanding and not in it is a lot better. The Jamaican men definitely do need therapy because, like I said, even the friend talking to him, and we talk a lot, so I know when he has his little problems and I say things, he always thinks like, not always, but most of the time he's like, oh, you're on her side. I'm like, it's not that I'm on her side. You just have to understand her side to see why you sound ridiculous. So then he had sent a message after, you know, clearing up why he's thinking like that. And, you know, I'm just telling you my thoughts and why it would be easier for me to da-da-da. And then pretty much what I said, she replied and was just like, don't take your thoughts out on me. Don't take out whatever you say is a cultural thing. Don't take that out on me. I haven't shown you anything to say that I was doing that and blah, 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 blah. But they're fine now, obviously. But it's conversation. Same thing like Saintless was saying, like everything is conversation. And you have to understand everyone has a past.
But not everybody is open to the conversation.
Absolutely not. And if they're not, then that's where everything should be done. Like if I'm trying to be open with you constantly and you're never trying to be open, then this can't go anywhere. And there's no point in even trying. I think women give men way too many chances, first of all. You guys are sick. You guys are looking for love in a hopeless place. Is that how it goes? Yeah. You guys give men way too many chances. And that's why, like, when a lot of women talk about red flags and things, us men, we look at you guys and we're like, that was your choice. And it was like, no, it wasn't my choice to love this guy. I just love him. And I can understand because I have put people in those predicaments and I've looked back and be like, fuck, that was kind of fucked up. And like in one instance, I had reached out to an ex to apologize for things that happened growing up because it probably was very traumatic for her, because looking back, that was probably very traumatic. And she didn't reply, but her friends replied to me.
Oh, you talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
oh, geez, no.
And that kind of pissed me off because who's talking to you? Mind your business. And I was talking to my cousin about it, and he was just like, well, she doesn't have to reply to you at all. She doesn't have to, you know, she doesn't owe you shit. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And like, from that, I didn't care because I can understand that you don't want any ties. I don't even want you to think we're okay. Like, I can understand that.
Setting boundaries.
That's perfectly fine. What pissed me off is your friends replying threats because I'm sorry that I'm trying to be mature about something. Like, I'm confused on what I should have done.
I saw a video the other day on TikTok. It was a girl and she was saying her next goal, a goal that she has, is to make a Jamaican man sick over her, cry, bawl, oh, what you did that to me for? Like tears, snot, everything. And then she starts laughing. She's like, like, you know. And it was a really short video, but then the comments started thing, and she was also in the comments. Her point was that she had been
wronged
by so many Jamaican men just to make one
feel like that.
But that's what I'm saying, that cycle, because that one probably is the good one who could have been
100%. You
know what I mean? And then he, like, I just feel like we need to be better people. And it's honestly, it's not just like we're speaking about Jamaicans because that's something that we can relate to personally, culturally, but this is like a culture clash because it's so many different cultures. It's so many different people, and it's men, it's women, it's homosexual relationships, heterosexual relationships. It's just, to me, it's so unfortunate because so the crazy. Comments, everyone was like, oh, sharing their stories about like things that I can't even fathom men doing. And like my heart breaks because it's like, why are we treating each other like that? It's not nice. Like, it's stuff that I wouldn't even do to my worst enemy, let alone to someone that like I claim to be dating. And
like I was talking to my sisters the other day, and I was telling them like I know my father's history, and given my siblings, I understand it. I know his father's history. I know his mother. Like, on my dad's side, the history of nonsense is just pure nonsense. Like my grandfather has what I was told 40 something kids, and this is by different people.
That's crazy.
And that's crazy. It's crazy. So
even if I get back in the day, you had more kids, but 40.
Thank you. So
not even.
It was just
name?
so
Nick Cannon couldn't touch that one.
It was so like stomach wrenching to hear that. Like that's so nasty. And in hearing that, I was telling my sisters that like I, as Caden's father, I idolize Caden. I wish I could have been. You are the me I wanted to be, because you have your one girlfriend that you don't even bat an eye when the next girl, like you don't look. I've never seen him hint at anything. I've never heard him say a remark about a next, nothing. And I'm around him very often. Like even at that age when I probably had a girlfriend, my mom probably heard me make a 1-2 joke with my friend. Absolutely not. Like, it is so crazy.
That actually makes my heart feel a little bit better.
Like, he's doing
like,
great
hope.
in school. He's doing great in, like, he's just overall just great.
He's just doing him.
And it's so nice to see, because I remember with him being born, with the way I was heading and the way his mom was, we were just like, yo, there is no hope for this kid. Like, oh my God. And like watching him, I'm like, oh my God. And like,
but sorry to interrupt you. Last week when we like kind of touched on this conversation, I was saying, oh, but like you're different now, Des. Like you used to be that Jamaican man that we were talking about. But I'm like, you're different, Des. You're like, no, I'm not. You're like, I'm not different at all. I'm like, yes, you are. Like you've grown. You've evolved, because
I just understand it differently.
Your word was, I just control it. Like,
yeah.
But like that to me is a growth. It's like, obviously, I think that's in you. It's in anyone. But like you choose, like, I think in knowing better, you're doing better.
Like, for example, like when I used to cheat, it was, you did something, you said something, I'm upset, you're upsetting me. Let me go make myself happy. So I'll go get some head. Okay, great. And now I'll come back and I don't even give a fuck what I was mad about, because I feel better. And that's because I know I did something I wasn't supposed to do. So in knowing I did something, now I have this little secret and I have no reason to be mad.
But that sounds to me like when you're stressed out and like an alcoholic's like, I just need a drink.
Yes.
Or a drug addict's like, I just need a bump. I just need a kick.
I think that's what sex is, and sexual stuff with other women is, or other people for Jamaicans. It's that little bump that they feel they need, but you don't need it. So now when like even one day I was at work, and this is like maybe 2 years ago, and somebody saw me and they're like, Des, are you okay? Like you've been looking super stressed lately. I'm like, no, I'm fine. And they're like, oh, like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. They're like, oh, everything's okay with the other girls? I'm like, what other girls? And he's like, oh, that's the problem. There's no other girls. And I just laughed and like shrugged it off. But I understood what he meant. And like, there was no other.
I don't know. It just makes me sad. Like you talk about like, you know, like your dad and your dad's dad and whatever. And like, you know, like my dad as well, like Jamaican man.
That was crazy though.
What?
That was crazy because he tried to be slick about the whole thing. With the names, that is crazy.
Oh, that was just one of them. He had multiple.
No, I know. That was crazy.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. If you don't know, my dad dated someone with the same name as my mom at the same time.
Yeah.
But there was a few others at that same time too. But like, you know, hey, if you're gonna do it the same name. But like the first man I loved is a cheater, was a liar. Mm-hmm. I choose to not hold that baggage and bring that to the next person and the next person because I want to believe in people.
Don't.
I can't not, because whoever I end up with, I have to believe in you. Otherwise, there is no relationship.
I would say believe in yourself, not people.
Honestly, I don't believe in myself. I don't believe. No, I don't believe that. That's the thing, right? It's like people are such good liars and so good at like hurting other people that you could be so confident. I've seen so many women confident that this is my person. They would never,
No, me too.
On the cross that they would never do this to me. And then lo and
Boom,
behold,
they've been doing it. They done did it.
So that's what I say. I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself to know because I don't know. And I never want to be the partner that's like, show me your phone, or like, I don't want to have trust issues in my relationship.
When I said believe in you, I mean, believe in you that, and this is one thing I told myself, that if I'm dating somebody and they ever cheated on me, I would hug it, because I didn't see it, not because I didn't want to, because
you feel like it's karma.
Not only that, for sure, but also because I'm being genuine. If I'm being genuine, why am I the one crying? You should be the one crying because you just lost a genuine person.
Oh, for sure. But like, I'm a cry. Because it's like I believe that when you truly love someone, you give them a part of you. And I feel like you don't get that part back once the relationship is over. I think that you grow and you grow around it and you evolve and you get better, hopefully. But that part is always gone for me. And I think sometimes it's a part that you need to lose. You know what I mean? It's a part so I'm not saying it's always like a big loss, but I'm just saying that part of you, that person that you were with that person, I think it's like, I don't think you ever, or at least I shouldn't say you don't get it back at all. You never fully get it back.
I was talking
That's also why I can't like sleep around, because I feel like you give a little piece of your soul to someone like every yeah, it's like.
I was talking to a girl. Me and this girl used to sleep together. And then we stopped. And then we were going to sleep together, or she wanted to. And then I mentioned that I had a girlfriend, and she was going off on a tangent. Oh, why would you talk to me if you have a girl and this and this and this? I said, oh, is that a problem for you? What do you mean, is that a problem for me? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm sorry. When we weren't talking, did you not sleep with a married man? You're the same one.
Not you throwing that in her face.
100%. Because don't do that. Don't act different towards one guy because you feel a type of way, but then do the same thing to another guy because you're less emotionally attached to that one. Absolutely not. The situation's worse because that person's married. What are you talking about? And what pissed me off with that person was, and I threw that in her face too, I'm like, the fact that you did know he was married. You can't say you didn't know, because you knew. And before that, you knew he had slept with people that you know, and you've always talked bad about that. Oh, how could they sleep with a married man? Oh, da 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 da. That's where you draw the line. All of a sudden, you draw the line at girlfriend? After? Absolutely not. We're not doing that. Don't do that. Come suck this dick and shut your mouth. I didn't say that, but that's what I said in my head.
So, okay. We've kind of discussed this ad nauseum. So I want to ask you what you think, because we've had this like a similar conversation where we were just talking about men and the toxic cycle. We weren't really making it like a culture thing, but like, where do you think we go from here culturally to change the narrative for not only the younger generation, but for like now, for us?
Culturally, it has to be a truce. It has to be in a truce in both men and women. And it's crazy to say that it has to be at the same time because it will be a cycle.
Yeah, as we've discussed.
Yeah. Because let's say men decide, you know
People
what?
People trying to get their lick back. It's
exactly.
Like, you want a truce, but you did me dirty, so let me just get you one time and then I'll do a truce. It can't be like that. We have to kind of like...
And it's kind of like, I feel like now in North America where people are like, okay, well, grandma wasn't really happy. She just stayed there to keep the family together. But she wasn't happy with grandpa. So I'm not going to live like that. So the man that I'm with, he's going to know that da-da-da-da. So now the man that you're with feels belittled and not less masculine. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I don't care as long as I feel good about myself. So now it's just a toxic cycle going around and around. So I think both parties has to come to a truce. Of course, that's not going to happen. And men just need to stop with the cheating and the lies And I think stopping with the lies and being honest will take a while for the cycle to slowly stop.
Well, yeah, because it's
but
like
the lies is what comes first. Once the lies stop,
I don't think people realize like what happens in the dark always comes to light. It's like you may lie today, you may not get caught today, you may not get caught tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, but it's gonna come out at some point, or the person knows and like they said, they just kind of take it or whatever, or they're plotting, they're poisoning your food slowly. You don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different things. I just feel like I don't like when I travel internationally or when I talk to people or when I hear people who are not Jamaican and they are just like, yeah, Jamaican people, yeah, they're like this. I don't like being able to say that. I don't want to date Jamaican people because
they're
of
like
how they
this.
are.
Yeah. And I do know, like we said, ego. Also, like, but because a lot of Jamaican women have been hurt and cheated, little things that aren't necessarily cheating aspects, you're accusing the next guy of doing because the last guy did. So now you keep accusing me of something I don't do. And then let's say I'm at work and, you know, I don't really talk to people at work, but over a while I start developing friendships and stuff like that. And me and you at work talking and I'm telling you these things and you're like, what? No, Des, you're one of the nicest men I've ever met and da-da-da. That's nice to hear. But I'm not hearing that at home. At home, I'm hearing I'm a fucking cheater and, oh, you're staying late at work every day? Yes. Who do you think is paying for these things? Yes. So now that you keep calling me these things, you're putting it in my head that I might as well be that. And the one time that I decide to indulge in a strip club and maybe do that, see, I knew this whole time. All right. I am my dad.
I think communication and vulnerability needs to be on the table. I don't think it needs to be, you can't force yourself to be vulnerable with someone. If someone's not giving you like that feeling of like, yeah, like it sounds too corny, but like if you don't have the safe space to like be vulnerable, like I'm not trying to say that at all. But I think like my friend that I was talking to the other day, like I told him, I'm like, be vulnerable with your girl. Like she's rocking with you like heavy. Like she is there. Like I know this girl wants to be there for him. And I'm like, let her give you the love that you deserve because you are a good man outside of some of the stuff, but like genuinely like at heart a good person. It's like you are holding yourself back from the thing you want the most because of what? You're scared? But I thought Jamaicans don't get scared. I thought bad man don't get scared. What's going on?
You're rocking with me because you don't really know me.
But give someone a chance. Give me a chance to get to know you. Nope. And if I don't like what I see, then that's fine.
I know you don't like what you see, but you're not going nowhere.
See, but like I feel like if there's a wall up with me, I'm gonna give you some chances to take it down. But like then, bye. Like what? Nah. Like, and I don't think I'm alone. I think a lot of women feel that way as well. It's like, again, you don't need to tell me like every thought that you have throughout the day. But if we can't get real and I can't like feel that you're like actually being real with me, and not just expecting me to open up to you, it's like, what am I really doing here? You know?
I'm going to go home. I'm going to tell my girl, listen, if we can have a girlfriend, then we can get married. And I stand on that. But if we can't have a girlfriend, then we can just stay like this. I'm okay with that.
You're going to tell your...
Yes. Yes.
Girl who's about to pop. Yep. I was trying to think of the amount of weeks. I don't know, like 38 at this point?
At this point.
Probably, right? Like she's like basically about to be due.
About to be due.
And you're going to go tell her, yeah, don't do that. I don't want to be responsible for any premature births. I'm not trying to get any angry calls like, Joe, what the fuck you guys talk about? But yeah, I don't want anyone who is Jamaican. I mean, I did mention Nigerians in there. I don't want anyone to feel offended. I think it's these cultures.
I don't think they can feel offended, to be honest. If you feel offended,
you're the problem.
You're not being honest.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you've never heard people say these things.
Or probably engaging in exactly what we're talking about yourself.
Yeah.
And like, I take accountability for like the women. I do think it's more retaliatory, but I think it's part of the problem as well. It's a very vicious cycle of like, you do this to me, I do that to you. You don't trust me, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I don't like, And I've been victim of it as well by categorizing like, oh, like I don't trust Jamaican men because I know them to mostly be one type of way. And like, I don't like thinking like that because that's not fair to the good ones. But then it's like, you're afraid to like let that guard down because of what all the other ones have done. And
Which makes sense.
It's hard. Like there's no like, oh, just do this and like everyone will be fine. Like it really takes trust. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like I choose to not let the
and the music is a very strong influence.
Oh, we don't even have time for the music. Music that you're listening to from a child.
Yeah.
Notice all Jamaicans know how to talk about is fucking. Where's the baby making love? I mean,
the lovers rock. They don't do that no more.
No.
Just fuck it.
Remember the songs used to make you rock away?
Yeah.
Those were the days.
You're so stupid. She said, you know the songs? I was like, yeah, I do. And then I was like, oh, I got you.
We dance all night to the songs they play, you know? It's not
Sanchez.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for being vulnerable as a Jamaican man. And as my friend, I am proud of how you have been lately
Mm-hmm.
meaning like the last few years, not just the last 2 minutes. Because I think it takes a conscious effort. Like you said, it's like you're still got that dog in you. Woo, woo, you know? I know Joe. He hates me for that.
No, I don't. I only did that because like I just give up.
But that's the thing. I always tell you though, I don't want that for you either.
No, I understand.
You know, we talk.
But that's what I have to do for now.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I think that you at home, I think you listening, I think everyone can be happy in the way that they deserve with the person that they deserve.
Yes, but those things take time and patience.
They can, of course.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm proud of the steps that you've been taking in your personal, like for yourself. Because I know the Jamaican toxicity ran deep.
Deep, yo.
Within Des.
Blood clot.
Deep like that love making we were talking about.
My God.
Deep.
I just have to close my eyes sometimes and just.
It did. Des wasn't shit. Des wasn't shit. And like,
I'll be back. Where you going? I'll be back. Where you going? I'll be back. You want to be mad? Be mad. I'll be back.
Yeah. But he's not like that anymore. I think even when that little inner Desi D is like trying to yell out, be like, yo, let's go back to the streets.
You're like, outside, I go to the garage, I bun a spliff, I go right back inside, put on my safe space headphones, because that's what I call them now, my safe space headphones.
Yeah, that's how we know he's autistic.
And
you wear them everywhere in every situation.
I have to.
Yeah.
It really
drowns out the outside world because it's a little too much, and that is definitely a sign of being on the spectrum.
No, that makes sense.
And that is fine.
Yeah. You learn things about yourself.
More Jamaicans need to realize that they're on the spectrum.
Yeah. They really do.
We did. And look at us. Thriving.
Thriving.
I'm going to burst into tears. But yeah, I choose to not accept that as like the reality for myself or the reality for people around me. And I think that like I've always encouraged Des to be better because I know that he had it in him. Some people just really ain't shit and they can never be more than that. Mm-hmm. But like they're also the people who don't deserve shit.
Yeah.
If you feel like you are someone deserving, be someone worthy of what you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like
shit. I screenshotted something earlier because I saw it and I was like, damn, like it's so right. It was about like how like men treat women, and it wasn't about like the culture specifically, but it was this woman basically saying like, why would I give a man the benefits of a wife when he hasn't even given me the security of one? And I think like what men don't realize is so many women are willing to give you that like feeling and security of like, oh, this is my wife, my ride or die, she's here for me, but you're not giving the security. You know, it's like because they're not secure. They feel, like you said, they feel like maybe this woman is going to hurt them.
Exactly, because if I give you that security and then find out you're over there with Tom.
Yeah. But what that does is it leaves a woman feeling like so the next quote is like, or not quote, the next line was, he doesn't test drive me with struggle. I'm not a sample. I'm the full course lifestyle. And it's like, what men don't realize that they're doing is making the woman feel like it is a test drive. Like, why do I have to go through the trenches with you when I'm showing you all of the good traits of me? And then they kind of like lock that part of them up. So whether it's so you're not getting that part of her anymore, then, and if you guys break up, the next man's not getting that because she's like, well, I've already given that away and I didn't get it in return, so I'm choosing not. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's a very vicious cycle. And I think if we all can just like, you know me, like I've had to learn throughout my life, like who to give my love and attention and affection to. And like, I'm still learning. Like, it's not always, you know, it's a trial and error, but it's like, choosing to believe in the good of people makes me very reluctantly say, all right, I'm gonna try again. No, because it really isn't fun. Like, I'm not like, proceed with caution, y'all, but proceed is my point. Proceed with caution, but proceed. Like, don't just hold yourself at a standstill and like repeat this cycle of toxicity, because when you now have kids and you're a man and your daughter's crying to you about someone's no good son, or as a woman, when your baby boy is now grown up and telling you how women have done him dirty, it's like, what do you expect when you have facilitated this cycle of toxicity?
Yeah.
Like, you are contributing to the problems, and it's not going to get better for you, and it won't get better for the next generation unless we do better and teach better and just lead by example. Honestly, I think certain cultures where it's like usually they're like, yeah, not Western cultures, but you know, like certain cultures where like family, like the emphasis on family is so important.
Yeah.
And like happy, long lasting relationships, like it's just a completely different mindset. Yeah. Completely different mindset. And I'm just like, wow, like I want that for my people.
I love the
Samoans,
the Filipino.
I was gonna say Filipinos as well.
Yeah.
It's just different.
So family
Y'all
oriented.
are doing so good.
Yeah.
Bring me in. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I like French fries. I'm sorry. Was that offensive?
No,
I want to be.
No. You're good.
Y'all teach me how to sing. Y'all can sing. So talented.
They're just so fun to be around,
but like their family values.
Yeah.
And that's not to say, I'm not saying no Filipino shit. I'm not saying no Samoan shit. I'm just saying, like, as a whole, the values, it's not the same. It's not the same. And I have to advocate.
Yeah.
If we have this little platform, like, I have to speak up for my people.
Yeah.
Because we could be that and more. Jamaicans.
Yo, if we could be just that alone, family oriented.
You know that when Jamaicans put their mind to something, they take over.
And it's crazy because just knowing that and just the hint of it we have, because you cannot talk to your family member for so long.
Family is
but
family.
The second that something happens to them, you're ready to go kill somebody for them. But hold on, you guys weren't just talking for the last 5 years. But because family is so strong in us, we're just so egotistical about everything. We can't let that person know. We can't go to that person and be like, hey, listen, if I said something to offend you, my bad. I love you. Done. I seen a video and it kind of pissed me off. There's these two girls standing behind their aunt. And they're talking, and she leaned over and she was saying bye. She's leaving. So she leaned over, gave her aunt a kiss on the cheek. And her aunt's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck would you kiss me out? Don't fucking do that. Ew, your dirty lips. I don't know where your lips have been. She's like, I'm just showing you some love. Like, don't show me no fucking love. You don't love like that. I don't do that shit. And I was just like,
what was the ethnicity?
They were African American. They were American.
Okay.
But
Black Americans.
Yeah, Black Americans.
I've seen not as extreme, but it was I believe Chinese family. And it was a woman talking about how, like, she's a full-grown woman. I don't know if she has kids, but, like, she could have young kids, like, grown woman. She was talking about how the fact that she did not grow up with saying I love you in her household, in her family. And she made a conscious effort to say, like, mom and dad, like, I know you love me because of how you show it, but, like, culturally it's very strict. It's very cold. And, like, I want to change that. Like, can we start saying I love you? And her mom said, yeah, we can. And, like, it was an adjustment. It was, like, it almost felt foreign. And she's like, now a couple years in, Like, we say I love you all the time. We talk about our feelings. And she's like, it's so much better. And that's what I'm talking about. A generation making an effort to change things for the better.
It's funny that you actually say that. Kaden has probably heard me say I love you once or twice.
To him?
Yeah. And I do it on purpose because I don't want you to take the words I love you for granted. I don't want you to just throw that word around. His mom says it to him like every day, every second. Go for it. No problem. But I need you to know that as your father, because I'm here for you, the things I do for you, that is me showing you my love. And now...
But sometimes words hold a lot of
meaning.
100%. I do think
there's going to be
louder than
there's
words,
going to be a
that's
day.
basically what you're saying, right? Like, you show him through your actions. You don't always have to say it.
No, I want when I say it, tears come to your fucking eyes. That's what I want. I don't want you to be like, oh yeah, my dad tells me he loves me all the time. No, you're not going to shrug away my love like, oh yeah, my dad says it all the time.
Can I tell you, I want to hear it every day because it's something like, if I were to die tomorrow, know that I love you, or know that you love me, or whatever it is. Like, I'm not going to say it every 5 minutes. I'm not going to say it every hour, but I'm going to say it every day. Nah. My kids are going to be sick of me, but they're going to understand that it's not just words. It's not just empty words. Like, I love you because of this.
When I hear him and his mom talk about it, there's no way you're going to talk about it like that. Like, yes, mom, I know you love me. Yeah.
Everything doesn't need to be a big lecture. That's annoying. But I'm just saying, like,
even when she says, she'll go to him sometimes and be like, you know, yes, I know you love me.
Trust me.
And I understand that as a teenager. I'm not taking the eye rolling.
Take that, like, oh, yes, no. I know. Because at least they know. Because one day, the people that you love will not be here anymore, and you're going to have that, like, oh, man, I wish I could, roll my eyes.
And I was like,
no, but it's true.
God,
and, like,
shut up,
I hate when parents say, one day I'm not going to be here anymore, and, like, they do it as, like, a threat. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, like, real shit. Like, you know me. I think about the mortality of the people I love all the time.
All the time.
And I'm like, I will take it. The other day, I'm sitting on my bed and my dog just like wants attention. I'm just like, I'm busy. Like, I'm working. I was in bed. Like, it was like lights were off. I was just like on my laptop, but I was doing work. And I'm like, you know what? What's a few minutes? Put the laptop to the side. Let him sit in my lap. And then, like, he stayed there for like an hour. So, like, I started working too. But I'm like, these moments can't get back.
100%.
So, like, I'm going to take it. I don't care if it feels like an inconvenience. I'm going to take it because one day I'm going to be like, I wish I had. Like, you know what I mean? Even
him and his big 15-year-old self, like, every day he comes in my room after school. I
don't blame your girlfriend. All of that. Listen, my son, he can be big. I'm giving you hugs.
Tell him all the time,
I'm going to the school. I'm embarrassing you. All of it.
The last time that I said it, it was pretty funny. The first time I said it was actually to embarrass him in front of all of his friends when he was like, well, that wasn't the first time I said it, obviously, but where he could actually acknowledge what it means and everything. He was maybe grade 3, grade 4.
That's like 8 or 9.
I don't care.
I don't agree with that, but...
Good. I don't want you guys to agree with it.
I agree with your way of thinking. It's just like the frequency. It's not for me. But if you like it, I love it.
And I just said it to embarrass him. And I have a video of it somewhere in my phone. And I was like, I love you. I love you.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. And when I say I want to embarrass my kid, not like that. Like, not actually embarrass them, but just like where they're just like, okay, mom, I get it.
And then the second time he was just kind of like, we don't do that. Please don't do that. I was like, okay.
I'm going to say I love you to the people I love until I'm on my deathbed. Matter of fact,
that's good.
Right after this, I'm going to call up all my friends and let them know how much I love them.
That's good.
Because I think you need to know. But you know who I do love? All of you guys. No, it's true. Like, you guys really rock with us and you guys show us a lot of love. And we hope that these episodes and these conversations bring a lot of, like, joy and shit to your day. Maybe I shouldn't say shit when I'm trying to be meaningful. Yeah. But, like, we appreciate you guys. Next week, we promise we'll be a little more lighthearted, a little more like, I don't know, foolishness that we normally talk about. This was very sex, power, relationships, culture based week.
Yeah.
But y'all got 2 really long episodes, so we hope that makes up for every time that we're late or we don't, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, Des, where can they find you?
on Instagram at DesiD18.
And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Jonelle Wilson. And of course, the the podcast at The Square Room. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next Tuesday.